Zoro just defeated King and Sanji defeated Queen a few episodes prior. So I want to make this video ending the debate as well as expanding on some theories about One Piece. I want to allude to the fact that Oda has been dropping hints all along, and actually we haven't been watching One Piece the way we should have been. So like and subscribe and watch to the end because I think I have some interesting data for you guys. For a long time, everyone loved to debate about who was stronger, Zoro, Sanji. And shout out it's Kish for his breakdown on who he thinks is stronger. I actually might link that video. I think that was really good. But not to even stay on that point for too long, my main point for Zoro versus Sanji is that so far Sanji has not used Conqueror's Haki, and I do believe maybe he hasn't been pushed to that point, but I do believe that if he did, he would have used it by now. And Zoro is shown to have the color of the Supreme King as well, who only the strongest of characters have that. So if Zoro has that and Sanji doesn't, that is ending the debate in itself. For a brief synopsis, you have Busho Shoku Haki, which is color of arms haki, which is what they use to protect themselves and guard themselves against attacks. Then you have Kenbu Shoku Haki, which is the color of observation haki, which is used basically as like a sixth sense to detect presence, strength, emotions. It just basically adds onto your cognitive abilities. You can even see the future a little bit depending on how much you've trained it. And then you have Hao Shoku Haki, which is the color of Supreme King, and that's what the Conqueror's Haki is essentially. And only Zoro and Luffy out of the Straw Hat crew have been shown to use this. Even Jinbei doesn't have the color of the Supreme King, at least from what we've seen. Directly from the wiki, it said that whoever possesses this type of haki has the qualities of a king and are known as supreme rulers. That's why when Zoro shows the color of Supreme King to King, who he's fighting, he's like, are you trying to become a king? So that's very interesting. That actually puts Zoro and Luffy to me on the same pedestal. Like anything, if Luffy's stronger, it would only becomes a plot armor at this point in time. However, I think Sanji would just be a slighter tier under than them. But this is what this video is actually mainly about. So I hope if you guys have sticked around this long, I hope you guys have left a like and a comment as well. What's so interesting about how Shoku Haki is that it actually was introduced in like one of the first arcs, and we didn't even realize it was being used. So if we knew about it from the jump, then we would have known who were the heavy hitters and who's to be feared and who's more important in the show, and it gave us a lot of more context as to what was actually going to happen throughout One Piece. But we didn't know what it was when it was being used. So remember when Luffy was being attacked by the Lord of the Coast, when Luffy was out at sea and Shanks had to go sacrifice his arm to protect him? Well, this happened all the way in episode 4, and Shanks basically scared the Lord of the Coast away with, you guessed it, Conqueror's Haki. But we didn't know that. And then fast forward to episode 316, I know that's pretty far away, but if you watch One Piece, you know that episode 316 is nowhere near deep into the anime. So remember the meeting with Shanks and Whitebeard, when Shanks knocks out all of his subordinates and we're all wondering how. That was actually Conqueror's Haki as well. So apparently they've been using it, and there's been instances throughout the show, but with no context, so the viewer didn't know what was going on. What makes Conqueror's Haki so important is that it's a skill that can't be learned. Unlike other Haki skills like the color of observation and the color of arms, anyone can technically learn it with enough training. Even Ryo, which is basically the Haki that's known in the line of Wano country, can be trained and learned, but Conqueror's Haki, you're either born with it or you're not. It also can't be trained and improved, unlike color of arms and color of observation, which can be improved upon with just use and continual practice. The only way to increase your Conqueror's Haki is directly through increasing your willpower or your ability, your strength. So, and the best way to do that is to become physically stronger, because Haki is directly correlated to your willpower. This is very important because those with stronger wills can resist strong Conqueror's Haki. That's why whenever we see strong fighters clash like Luffy and Kaido, it's literally just a battle of wills, like the Conqueror's Haki against another Conqueror's Haki, and one has to succumb to the other. It's also stated that only 1 in several million people are born with this ability. And the last thing I want to get off before I leave you guys is that how Shoku Haki is so rare that it doesn't have any other name for it. That's literally all it's called because of its rarity. So Kenbu Shoku Haki, which is color of observation, is called Mantra in Skypiea, and Bo Shushoku Haki is called Ryo in the Wano country. So there's other places in the world that know how to use these techniques, but they're just called different things because they've been used before. But Conqueror's Haki is just very rare, so everyone just knows it as what it is. But thanks for watching, guys. This wasn't meant to be a long video, it's just meant to be a little insight and peer into One Piece and the genius behind Eiichiro Oda's design for the show and the plot, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. But remember to, as always, find your zen, your final form, and I'll definitely see you next time, guys.